students. Mr. and Mrs. McKittrick here.
Hello.
Everyone should message Mr. McKittrick because today is his birthday. I'm sure he's happy. I told you that. Just as a reminder, for the rest of the school year, we're learning about the 7 characteristics of life. Good for us. We have finished our first characteristics. We can cross it off the list. We learned about metabolism and energy. And for the rest of this week, we're going to focus on organization and cells. Remember, our overarching guiding question is to try to figure out, is COVID-19, the coronavirus, a living or a non-living thing? So we learned about what energy has to do with being alive, and this week we're going to learn about what cells have to do with being alive. So to help us learn about that, the first thing we're going to do, and on your worksheet, this is the first thing you're going to have to fill out, is what is a cell? So the definition, the most simple definition of a cell is the building block of all life on Earth. It's literally the simplest thing that is living on the planet. The cell theory are 3 almost like rules or guidelines that all biologists follow when talking about cells. The cell theory, like I said, this is also on your sheet, is made up of 3 parts. Number 1, all living things are made of at least 1 cell. If it was 1 cell only, it's going to be called unicellular, uni meaning 1, uni meaning 1, and if it's made of many cells, it's going to be called multicellular, multi meaning many. Okay? So you either have to be made of 1 cell or many cells. The second rule is that new cells don't just appear out of nowhere. New cells come from old cells. So before your cells die or if your cells get injured, they have to reproduce and make new ones to replace the dead or dying cells. And the third rule is that cells are the basic unit of structure and function in life. So if you took life and zeroed in on it to the most basic form of something that is considered a living thing, it has to be made of at least 1 cell, and the rest of you is made out of those cells. So our bodies are actually made out of billions of cells. We are multicellular. The final thing I want to go over on your sheet is the 3 things that all cells have in common. So I drew a very, very, very basic picture of a cell. One of the things you need to understand about cells is cells can have many shapes. Cells can be an oval shape, cells can be a circle shape, cells can be a box shape. They also can come in many different sizes. But the 3 things that all cells have in common. Number 1, this red outline on the outer part of your cell. This is called the cell membrane, and its job is to control what goes in and out of your cells. Think of it like the security guard at school that checks your ID when you're walking in, making sure you're the right person to be at OPRF. That's the cell membrane. Number 2, all cells have this blue squiggly double helix structure, which is called DNA. And we've talked about DNA before. DNA literally are the instructions, are the blueprints of life. All cells have to have those blueprints or they wouldn't know what to do and how to be alive. And number 3 are the purple dots. And the purple dots represent a special part of the cell called a ribosome. Ribosomes, their job is to make proteins in your cells. And your proteins determine everything about you, all of your traits. Why you have brown eyes versus blue eyes depends on the proteins that the cells in your eyeballs are actually making. So every cell has to have, number 1, a cell membrane to control what goes in and out of the cell. Number 2, DNA to tell the cell what to do. And number 3, ribosomes to make all the proteins that makes you who you actually are and as a living being. So I hope this helps. Please answer the questions on your worksheet and then continue to read and annotate to complete the rest of the worksheet. If you have any questions, please let us know. Good luck.